Cancer.
Hello Cancer, this is your March forecast, and we have a very, very special month here for you. Why? Because this little stellium that we spoke about last month that was moving through your 8th house, it's now in your 9th house, and you have the Sun, Mercury, Moon, Venus and Mars and Neptune there. So I mean, talk about having a very focused scope. This month is all about you focusing in this one direction, and it's going to be so important because why? It's so rare that this ever happens, and when it's there for a reason. The universe is asking you to look at your higher thoughts. That could be education. That could be your philosophical outlook, your spiritual outlook, what your purpose is right now. I know a lot of you have been seeking, trying to find your path right now because there's been so many shaky grounds for quite a few of you Cancers, and but now it's more like so coming to a crest where you're really wanting to know how to get from here to there. It's like on this bridge leading to the promised land. And as you quiet yourself, because Pisces, it rules water, it's your internal self, it's your spirit. It's in the quiet zone that you can actually hear your guides speaking to you, your higher self filtering through. So really try to find some time off where you can meditate and ponder upon your path right now, and you will find amazing insights and results there. And then we have Jupiter now moving forward in your 12th house, so you might feel that things now is lightening up a little bit. Outlooks are feeling somewhat a little bit more lifted and alleviated. And Saturn is still where it's at. We've been discussing Saturn over these last few months, and it's still in your house of children or true love or the projects that you're working on. I see how you're still working with grounding those roots, securing those things, giving it more meat on the bones, so to speak. And Saturn is wanting you to continue to do this. Right now it is retrograde, so it's gone to sleep. And will be until July, 8th of July. So in this sleep time, it doesn't mean it's not doing anything. It's actually working even deeper in some respects because it's really pulling you internally to really sense and feel on your body and on your spirit how things are affecting you in those areas. And this month also we have a very special month, not because just that's stellium, but the way the transits are working. Transits are how the planets affect each other, their angles. This month you're going to have back-to-back transits here very early between the 1st and the 7th on that first week. And then there's not going to be too many aspects going on there for 2.5 weeks. So from being very busy, you might feel that suddenly here's this void. And sometimes we get antsy in the void because we want action. You know, we want this back-to-back feeling of life happening to us. But this is that still time that I wanted you to focus on, to go within and figure out where it is you're heading in this universe, how you can improve. Some of you might even want to take classes or go to school or figure out you want to go back to college, take some degrees, because this 9th house for you is all about education and these higher, lofty visions of why we're here. And that's going to be highlighted until we get into April, which is then moving into your career house. So some of you might be looking into a lot of research this month that will pay off next month. And then also with Uranus there in your 10th house for career, yes, there is changes coming up. And for some of you here early in the sign, you have already started to feel these changes taking place and taking effect. Some of you might just be in the early stages of this pending feeling of something must change, but you're not quite ready yet. And for you late Arians, or Cancerians, I'm sorry, it's not there quite yet. That's still going to be some time until Uranus moves through Aries closer to the end of it. But we have a new moon on the 11th, and that is also in your 9th house of higher thinking and philosophy. If you're thinking of going back to school, this is time to put those intentions down. And we have a full moon, which is going to be in your 4th house of home, family, the past, the roots, your identity, who you are, the way you feel connected to Mother Earth and your Earth family. So there might be some harvest time there towards the end of the month on the 27th. Now, I also want to mention to you, I want to thank you first and foremost for all the comments and feedback, and not the less all the questions I've been getting from you since I started here on YouTube. I've tried to answer as good as I can. My days are busy, but this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm putting together classes now starting up in March for each of you sun signs, where we can have and spend an hour together where you can ask me whatever those questions are pertaining to your solar month. We will deepen it, because doing these YouTubes, it's such a limited amount of time, and there's always so much more to be said. I could talk for hours on your chart here, and we only get like a 10-12 minute thing here, so of course there's so much more to share with you. So make sure that you click on the link, go get some more information. So to wrap it up here, let's go through your transits. Start of the month, you got Sun and Pluto communicating, and for you that will be between your 9th house and 7th house. So it could be talking with your significant other, your partner. It could be speaking with a mentor about your partner. So it could be therapy as well. Sun and Saturn also creating a trine, which is very good influences that can give you some sounding board, where you can start feeling that whatever has been a little shaky, perhaps for you, is now starting to come together. It's starting to make sense. You're feeling stronger. The Sun is yourself, and it's coming across with these two influences that are pretty powerful and strong. And you're communicating this too. Many of you Cancerians, you may not always express what you feel. You might, harbor it on the inside, but now is the time to speak your truth. 9th house is ruled by Jupiter, and that is truth. If you have things to share with your partner at this time, now is the time, it is the month to share and be open and be honest with it. On the 6th and 7th, we have Venus sextiling Pluto. We have a trining Saturn. So once again, these two planets here, they're coming in as far as you, sharing your higher views, your objectives, your perspective on spouse and children, because children is where Saturn is and Pluto is where their spouse is. And this is you coming from your heart, from Venus, from love, and it's in the compassionate sign of Pisces. So what you may have been observing and not expressing, on the 6th and 7th, I see that you can present these things to them. If it's not about your spouse and your children, it could also be about, with a business partner, about some creative concept or project that you have. And it goes for the same, where you can give your input and your creativity and your heart and soul to the project and to the partnership that you are working. In this case, you're going to be presenting it extremely well, coming across very confident, very self-assured without being cocky. And also, I have to say, Mercury here with Venus will allow you to come across very charming too. And it will be well received. Why? Because this Mercury, which is communicating in communication, is by trine and sextile also to Saturn and Pluto. And plus Saturn and Pluto between themselves is also sextile. So it's like whatever you put out this very first week of March is phenomenal. Don't let this pass you by, because this, let me tell you, by the end of the month, so there might be 2 weeks quiet there, but then on the 26th and 27th, you'll see how the feedback that you're going to get from your partner, your spouse, within business or within children or within you taking classes or going back to college is really going to pay off. Because on the 26th we have Mars and Jupiter doing the dance in a very positive and harmonic energy here, which is going to give you the green light on your goals, on what it is you're aiming for. And it's abundant, it's generous. And Mars there will now challenge you. It's like, okay, careful what you ask for, because here it is. What are you going to do about it? It's time to put it out there. Breathe life into it. And then Venus and the Sun on the 27th is conjunct. A beautiful day for love, harmony, just exuding some more, which I say, not just the feminine energy, which Venus is, but it's also that inner charm is there. Plus, you might get some unexpected good news, because Venus is also conjunct Uranus, so anything out of the blue may come. And also the Sun is there, so you have both planets now just ready to open the door, and that is in your 10th house of career. So there is news about work on this day, followed by, on the same day, a full moon, which is harvest time. And you did a lot of good work there in February, and now you're starting to see the harvest from it. You put out good intentions there on the new moon on March 11th. You're seeing the harvest from it too. And then we end that month on the very same day of March 27th with both Venus sextile Pluto and Mercury. No, Venus square Pluto, Mercury sextile Pluto. Excuse me. So that is communications here about how you are going to tie all of this together and how you financially now can start benefiting. That's going to be the next stage. How do you benefit from everything you have put together that you've been striving for throughout these last few months, but now you're shooting for the stars? And April, your next forecast, we're going to talk a whole lot more about what you can expect by then. But do listen to your moon sign and your rising sign, give you a little bit more input of what you have here for this month, and listen to that of your partner so you know what's going on with him or her. And make sure to click on the link here for the upcoming classes for March so you can get a little input on how that may work for you and the questions that you hold if you are interested in learning and to grow more of who you are. So I will see you there, and I will see you soon. Bye now.